appliances in the house, and then that's pretty much it.
So what they say is, this is research according to Sam Gosling. He wrote a great book called Snoop, which is, if you're a snooper, this is the book for you. So Sam Gosling found that high neurotics use more motivational quotes. So I am a high neurotic. I'm definitely a worrier. And by the way, you know if you're high neurotic or low neurotic if you're really good at what if scenarios. So high neurotics, we love pros and cons lists. We can think through every worst case scenario ever. Whereas low neurotics, they say things like, it'll all be fine, which to a low neurotic is like the worst thing that you can say because we believe that worrying is like an investment account. Do you know what I mean? So like the more that I worry, the less likelihood it will happen.
That is interesting.
So high neurotics I still love motivational quotes because it's like an external regulator for their internal world.
Wow.
So I have a lot of motivational quotes in my office space. You didn't have any, which makes me think that you're not very high neurotic.
I'm super low neurotic.
Okay.
But I'm insanely chemically impacted by motivational stuff. So like I keep a list of quotes that I find motivational or empowering. I follow a bunch of Instagram accounts that are all motivational.
Your list of quotes, is it in a book? Is it covered or is it for display?
It's in Evernote.
Okay, so that means that you are medium or low neurotic because high neurotics, can I get a little sciencey?
Yeah,
okay, so high neurotics carry a special form of a certain gene. It's called the serotonin transporter gene. So serotonin is a really important chemical in our body. It's what keeps us calm. It's what keeps us nice and stable. So for example, if you're driving and all of a sudden someone almost hits you. They don't hit you, but they almost hit you. Your adrenaline goes, your cortisol goes, and you're like, oh, we almost got in a car accident. A low neurotic, like you, will begin to produce serotonin. So your body goes, whew, we're okay.
Right.
Everything's fine. And then a few minutes later, you're back to your music, everything's fine. A high neurotic like me has a harder time producing serotonin. We have a longer form of this transporter gene. So we produce less serotonin and more slowly, which means that my adrenaline and cortisol are pumping for longer than yours. So if I'm in the car with you and I'm like, gosh, that driver, and you're like, oh, well, he didn't hit us, we're good now. I'm still in adrenaline and cortisol, but you're calm. So what happens is that we as high neurotics are not as good at self-soothing. So we tend to have reminders, external reminders, to tell us to calm down. Whereas you as a low neurotic, you don't need to see it. You can look at it when you feel like it, when you're curious. You pop up on Instagram or Twitter when you feel like it. Whereas I want to have them everywhere to remind me I'm okay.
Wow, that is really interesting. One of the things that I found